Assalamu alaikum. In this vlog, I wanted to talk about my favorite YouTube channels which are related to board games. Of course, there will be the most famous ones like Dice Tower, Rado. Many people know about these channels. But what are my favorite YouTube channels? I'm not going to only select the obscure ones. I'm going to how I went about this list was that I selected different categories. That okay, why do I subscribe to this channel? Even though this channel has the board game content and this board game channel also has content, but what differentiates them and why do I keep subscribing to a certain board game channel? And that's why I wanted to share in different categories my favorite board gamers as well as their channels. So many of these you might already be subscribed, because again I'm not basing just based on that okay these are new board gamer, well like me, and you should go and subscribe them. No, whatever category they are, they can be famous, they can be not so famous. Just telling my category that which one of these are my favorite ones, and in case you have not heard about them, you have not subscribed to their channel, or you have not watched specific videos of theirs which I'm going to tell, or specific category of videos which I'm going to tell, then maybe you should go and watch those videos, because you might find that your taste might match with mine, and that's why you're going to have a fun time as well. So let's start with this list of my favorite YouTube channels. First of all, one of the things that is quite common with these board gaming channels is playthroughs, doing the full playthrough of a game. And I have divided them into two categories: live playthroughs as well as recorded playthroughs. So for live playthroughs, where most of these are done through Twitch, but they are being streamed on YouTube as well at the same time. Some of them are being streamed directly on YouTube. I'm keeping my links for YouTube as well because I don't use Twitch that much. I'm watching these on YouTube. So for live playthroughs, my favorite channel is Rob's Gaming Table. Now, Rob does a great thing that many other live playthroughs are not doing, because in many other live playthroughs what they do is they put the live stream on and they start playing their game. They don't then interact with the community that is watching the game. The whole purpose of doing a live playthrough is that you are communicating with the gamers as well, well, the watchers, your streamers. Otherwise, what's the purpose? You could have just recorded a video and put it online. So that's where Rob actually does a great job. Although I do think that he takes a lot of time before the video in interacting and replying to each and every comment. Maybe he can skip that a lot. He doesn't need to respond to each and every comment that comes in the start of the video and quickly go into the game. But once the game starts, then his level of interaction is just about right, that he's responding to the questions of the gamers as well as some specific strategies that they are suggesting. He's asking them, oh, what should I do in such a case? And sometimes good positive input is coming from gamers and he's using them in his gameplays as well. So it's a very interactive show that he runs. His camera setup is really good. He uses green screen for himself and his wife, while the main game board is the main element on the screen that is visible. So that's my preferred way of watching live playthroughs. That's Rob's Gaming Table. But if you do need an alternate, then my second favorite in this same category would be Nerds of the West. They do some additional graphics. They set up two separate cameras, one for the whole team, because their way is more interaction between the players rather than the game. So that's why their main camera is actually on the players and interaction between them. But they do have an overhead camera. Sometimes there are graphics for keeping the scores of the player, and things like that do add more helps out with the score keeping of the game for the viewers as well. So that's my second favorite, Nerds of the West. Now, when it comes to the recorded gameplays, then it helps at least the viewers out that if you are interested in knowing more about the game rather than enjoying the show, then I prefer to watch a recorded gameplay rather than a live event. Because if I'm thinking of should I buy a game or not, the review wasn't very clear. I still want to see how it feels, how the game plays out, and are the people really going to enjoy, what are the decisions that they are taking, what are they going through while playing the game. Then I would prefer to watch a recorded gameplay. Now, for this one, what I prefer is the Board Game Geek. Board Game Geek posts a lot of content, but they have a show called the Game Night. And so, if you are subscribed to Board Game Geek, you will find the Game Night on there. And Game Night actually hosts a very well organized, a very well cut, um, because it's recorded. So, they can actually shift the camera angles, they can remove any of the unwanted time wasting elements from their videos. So it's very to the point, and you can exactly understand how the game works. They have a very good system of how they have set up that show, that initially they will take through you through a rule summary while they are explaining the game to each other. So it will help you understand as well, even if you don't know how the game works. So you get to understand, okay, if the players are doing what, you have already understood the game beforehand. That's not what many other playthroughs will do, because many other playthroughs start with, okay, we are the players, we all know how to play the game, let's start playing the game. So that's why the first segment is very important. Then they always have good gameplay in between. That's the main core. But the ending is very important as well, and that's what's missing in majority of the playthrough videos. That majority of the playthrough videos, whether you take playthrough videos of Dice Tower or anyone, what they never do is that after they have played a game, they will never talk about it. I understand that it's not meant to be a review, but they should talk about that. How did the game make them feel? What were the interesting choices that they had to make? What did they think was just okay? And that's what they talk about at the end of these playthrough sessions. So that's why game night not only works as a tutorial, as a playthrough, as well as a quick review, not a detailed review, but a quick review of how the game feels while playing it. So to me, it's a wonderful recorded session of a gameplay. And if I want to understand a game more, there is no better tool than watching a playthrough of Game Night on Board Game Geek. The second one within the same category, an alternate one would be Before You Play. These are husband and wife duo. What they normally do is that they are playing the games, but from a two-player perspective. I know Rado does this as well, but the problem with Rado is that he doesn't like conflict-based games. So that's always not something that is going to suit every kind of player. Secondly, he always says good things about games. He never says bad things about games. So he has very biased opinions. So his opinions really don't matter, in my opinion. When you are always going to just say, and he says that himself, that if I'm not interested in a game or I'm going to do a negative review of a game, I'll just not do it. And that's why Rado's opinion don't actually matter, because he's never going to say that the game was bad. He's only going to pick up good games, and so if he has done a review, that means he already likes the game. That's not what I want. So coming back to my actual one, this is not a rant about Rado, but coming back to Before You Play. So these are husband and wife. Normally, I end up playing majority of my gameplays are two-player as well with my wife. So I really want to know that, okay, if it's a four-player or a five-player game, how does it play with two players? What did they do? So while playing the game, they try to explain the gameplay as well. So some of the gameplay elements they will try to explain while they play, and again they will have a short discussion of the smart decisions that they had to take during that session. So that's why it's my secondary choice of watching the videos. Then the next one is going to be about a board game customization. Now you can find a lot of game channels about terrain customization for the your miniature games, but what about board games? And not many people do board game customization other than getting some custom meeples or stickers or board game component upgrades. But this is a channel, it's called Heath's Tabletop. He does board game customization by himself. He and his wife, I think it's a wife, they do customization of the board game by themselves. So they take the original board game. Sometimes they use the board itself. Sometimes they even replicate the whole board as a terrain by themselves. So they will make it out of styrofoam, they will paint it, they will make, if a wall is printed on the board, they will actually make the walls out of styrofoam bricks. They will cut the bricks, they will paint the bricks of different colors, then they will make the walls, they will make the doors. So they will make the whole terrain out of a board game board, and then they will invite people over, have dinner with them, and then play the game as well. So they put in a lot of effort for their gaming sessions, and I don't know where they store all that stuff once they are done with it, but they do an incredible work. So the videos, you can check out the video of how they build it as well as their gameplay sessions as well. So I'm more interested in actually how they build the board games, custom terrains that they build for different kind of board games. So that's Heath's Tabletop, fantastic channel. Then the next one is another unique channel, which is Tim Chuan. Tim Chuan does fantastic cinematographic videos of board games. So his videos cannot be set in one category. Sometimes he's doing reviews, sometimes he's doing not playthroughs, tutorial videos for board games. But it's actually his cinematography that is worth watching or make the video worth watching, because he sets the perfect lights. His video work is so nice that the board games look so beautiful. He set up different lights, smoke machines, and things like that, and the videos just look so beautiful. So if I'm just interested in, well, not knowing about the game but just trying to see how the game looks, then his videos are superb in actually letting you see the game and how it looks like an advertisement for the board game rather than a review for a board game. So that's Tim Chuan channel. Now, when it comes to board game news, weekly news, that okay, what's happening in the board game industry, if you have reached up to that level that you want to be up to date about board game news, then the category of or then the board game channel of my choice is going to be Watch It Played. Now, many people know Watch It Played for their tutorial videos done by Rodney Smith, but Watch It Played has a new segment that they do on a weekly basis. And to me, that's the high time or the highlight for me on their channel, because it's always so funny. They are not only giving the news, they do top 10 videos as well, but their news segments, their hotness segments, these non-tutorial videos that they do on Watch It Played channel, they are always so funny. They have a fabulous team of people that they have, like Paula Danning. She's very famous already, but they have other people as well who have all come together to actually make a show. And they are all, even though they are sitting in their home, but it's like they are communicating with each other in such a unique script. The script writing is such fantastic that you are enjoying the show as a show rather than a news channel or rather than a hotness grading channel. So it's just fantastic show that you will be watching. So I especially do recommend that you go and watch those videos on Watch It Play channel. Now, the other one for news, if you want to catch up, it's not a YouTube channel, but the Dice Tower Now is a separate podcast that you can subscribe on any podcast medium. So Dice Tower Now is all about news, latest Kickstarters, latest hotness, only news segments. That's what's happening now in the industry. So it's a podcast which I listen to because there is no other really good news segments available on YouTube as such. Now, when it comes to doing the top 10s, we all love top 10s. Top 10s of this, top 10 worker placement games, top 10 games of 2000XX, whatever. So when we are talking about top 10 videos, the best channel that does the best top 10s, of course, it's Dice Tower. The unique formula of Dice Tower is that what they do is that they have a panel of friends who are sitting and they are bantering against each other. They are not supporting each other. They actually make fun of each other, and that's the fun part. Now, if everyone was sitting and just saying, "Oh, Wingspan is my number five," and everyone was saying, "Yes, good game. Yes, good," it would be a very boring top 10. But that's the fun of actually the top tens of Dice Tower, that they are making fun of each other. They are friends of each other, so they have that kind of flexibility, the comfort level with each other, that they make puns on each other, they make fun of each other, and you're enjoying that thing that they have ongoing. So it's a fabulous job that they do in their top tens. So the best thing to watch on a Dice Tower channel is, of course, their top tens. Where else you can watch good list of games or top 10 videos? Well, the other one that I can recommend is Actual Lul. Now, Actual LOL or Actual Lul has, it's a one-man show that is run, but his videos are really interesting, and many of the lists that he makes are really interesting as well. On many other channels, what you will find, top 10s are just the top 10s that are done at the end of the year, or in very rare cases, some other top 10s. But Actual does make other top 10 videos as well, or top 5 videos, or just a random list of my favorite XYZ games. So I put all of them in this category. The unique thing about his channel, he's a British guy, he's a very funny guy. He loves party games, but his lists are not meant for that. His lists are meant for what's fun. And his ratings, his board game views are based on that. So you will not find games like Nemesis or Euro games on his list. As long as you understand that, his videos are fun to watch, because not only is he explaining the game, but in between those videos he will say something and a small skit will pop up where he will be wearing a wig and reenacting one of the sessions from the game, which are pretty funny to watch. So it's a fun watching time for the content that he produces, and that's why I like his videos. Talking about fun, if you want to just have some fun watching board game videos, what other channels you can subscribe to? So in the fun category, my favorite channel of choice is going to be Shut Up and Sit Down. Of course, another, well, the most famous channel there is, Shut Up and Sit Down, was again just like Dice Tower, just above that even in terms of subscribers and everything. So Shut Up and Sit Down, I'll say, even though it's mainly a review channel, and whatever they review jumps up in hotness, but to me, I don't watch Shut Up and Sit Down for the reviews that they do. I watch it for the fun time I'm going to have while watching them review a game. They don't go into detailed mechanisms, they don't go into the details of the game, and that's perfectly fine, because they go into things like how the game makes you feel, and that's equally as important, and many other reviewers don't go into that, but they go in such a fun way that you are actually having fun, even if it's a bad review that you come out of, that okay, this is a review I'm not interested in, you actually had a pretty good time watching the video, because they are a funny team of guys that actually run that show. So fabulous team they have, and their videos are always so funny, so enjoyable. They have to the point skits that they add to these reviews, so top of the class. If you want an alternate suggestion, then it would be No Pun Included. Again, another UK team or British team. Oh, that's funny. Actual, Shut Up and Sit Down, and No Pun Included. The three that I have mentioned as the fun category, or well, Actual was in a different category, but these three are actually funny. They are all British. Hmm? Must be something in their water. Even though we think they are very somber and gentleman-like. But anyway, no pun included is another review channel. They do few reviews, but the reviews they do, they put a lot of effort in that, and their reviews are funny as well. And again, once again, you're watching their reviews for the content, the fun, and not really for, you're not going to find all the reviews for all the games done by no pun included. So if you want a review of, for example, oh, I found Mindbug and I want to know about Mindbug, you will not find a review by them, because they are very selective in what game they want to review, because they do spend a lot of time writing the scripts, writing the skits, writing and filming them. So it's not easy for them to actually make a whole lot of content as compared to other channels. But whatever video they will make, just watch it. The number of videos are less, but the level of fun that you get out of their videos is high. So that's why, to me, they are in the fun category. And that's my second choice, no pun included. Now, if you are short on time, the next category is the quick summaries. If you're short on time, then what you want is not a long review, not a 20-minute video, not a 30-minute video. You just want to quickly know about some information about the board game. And if that interests you, maybe you're interested in watching a playthrough. Maybe it will interest you in watching a 20-minute or 30-minute review of the video. So that's where the 3-minute board games come in. Now, what this channel specializes in is, as the name indicates, 3-minute videos about board games. It's a quick summary. What they will do is they will try to summarize that, okay, what this board game is about, what are the quick rules, what is the player count, how is it played, what mechanisms are there, and who is going to like it or not. And you will get a quick summary, a quick gist of what the game is all about. And that's a fantastic thing. If you're not sure, you wanted a quick information summary of a game which you want in your ears and in your eyes rather than reading it about it, then 3-minute board game is the perfect channel for that. Now, you have gone through these. What about the actual reviews of the games? Now, when it comes to reviews, my channel of choice is going to be Shelf Side. Now, these are some fantastic two guys who do, again, a lot of effort on their review videos. Again, they are high on the fun content of what they produce in their videos, and that's why they make good YouTube content to me. So when I'm recommending good YouTube channels to subscribe, these are the videos that when they pop up in my feed, these are the ones that I want to watch. Not every video that Dice Tower, for example, will produce, I would want to watch. But every video that Shelfside will produce, even though I'm not interested in the game, I would want to watch and know about their opinion about that game. So Shelfside do the reviews of board games. And again, their speciality is they do go into depth, but they also use the same person. They use editing to actually put the same person in different players and seat and play with each other and tell you that how did it feel like when this player was doing this and the other player was doing something else. So it's a unique way of telling that how did the game really feel while playing. And I'm more interested in that rather than going details into mechanism. How does the game really make you feel? And Shelfside nails that formula, and that's why I love their reviews that they do. The other resource that I always use for reviews is, of course, going to be Dice Tower, because when it comes to actually the amount of content that Dice Tower produces, nobody can match that. So if, again, taking the example of, oh, here's a new Mindbug game and I want to know about it, or an old game which is now on sale or somebody's selling, I want to know about it, you will not find any other channel who has covered it other than Dice Tower, because the amount of content that they have produced is mind-boggling. So of course you cannot deny that that channel actually is watched a lot, just because the amount of content, it's a library of board games. Just like BGG for video reviews, Dice Tower is a library for board games. You will go there and you will find a review of that game. So that's why my Second preference for reviews will always be Dice Tower. That if I will not find it on Shelfside, well, Shelfside has a very limited library anyway. You will find it on Dice Tower. Hi. Ah, just while editing this video, I realized that I never told you that how do I consume the amount of content that is on Dice Tower. And the whole purpose of doing this video is that which channels do I subscribe to so that I keep watching the videos. Now, Dice Tower does produce a lot of videos. So normally what I do, watch on the Dice Tower. I am a subscriber to Dice Tower. What I do watch regularly is their weekend review videos. The weekend review video is very important because rather than watching all the reviews, the weekend review video actually gives you a one-line summary for all the reviews that they have done during that week. So then they will tell you that, okay, what was their review, what was the summary of their review, and if you're interested, then you can go and look at the complete review of that. So instead of watching each and every review, I'll just go and watch the weekend review and then select one or two reviews in which I'm interested, and then go back and only select and watch those review videos. The other video that I do watch regularly is, of course, going to be the top 10, or I also watch the look back videos. The look back video is something that Tom Vassell does, in which he looks back at the reviews that he has done 1 year back, 5 year back, and then 10 year back. So in case you are new to the hobby and, well, it's too many games for you to catch up, this is a nice and easy way for, again, getting quick summaries of games, that, okay, what came 1 year back and what were the reviews of Dice Tower at that time, and now how does Tom feel about them. Maybe some games have replaced them and that's why their rankings may have dropped. Some games ranking may have increased because he got to play them more and realize the game is actually more fun. For most, the rankings remain the same. The third video that I always do watch from Dice Tower feed is the Board Game Breakfast, because it's a variety show in which many presenters will come and give their own opinions about different type of games. Different segments will be there, but they will always have a news segment in it. They will have a variety show of they will play a game with each other. So it's kind of a variety show. So it does cover a lot of things. So at least these are the three minimum videos that I watch on a regular basis when it comes to Dice Tower, and that's how I consume the content that Dice Tower produces. Now back to the original video. So you have gone through playthroughs, you have gone through reviews, you have known fun things about them. The next thing is, you have bought the game. How do you actually play the game? Now comes the section of tutorial videos. For tutorial videos, my channel of preference is Knights Around the Table. Knights Around the Table is run by Ryan, and he is such a funny guy. How he explains the rule is super fun. He will make weird names for resources and just sticks with those funny things, and you will understand. You might think, oh, adding funny things to our rules video, people might get that messed up and think that really the thing means something else. But no, you will understand when he's trying to add humor to his videos, and you will laugh and you will be engaged in the video. One of the bad things that can always happen with a rules video is that you fall asleep. So that's not going to happen with Knights Around the Table. You watch his videos, you will be fully engaged all the time, and you will be watching his review. How he takes them is that he tells you how to play the game at the end. He takes you to the core concepts of the game first, and once you have understood those, then he tells you, okay, now here's how you set up the game. So at the end, when you thought that you actually knew how to play the game, then he takes you through the setup and a round of play. So it's a fabulous way he has set up his things, and he does a lot of effort in taking the graphics, pointing things out, and he does a lot of video editing effort on his videos to make the things easy for you to understand rather than teaching them from far away. So fabulous work that he does. The second Again, choice, just like the Dice Tower was in the reviews, is going to be Watch It Played for tutorials in this category. Why Watch It Played? Because again, Rodney Smith is like a library of information of tutorial videos. If you cannot find a tutorial video by anyone else, there is an 80%, 90% chance that Rodney Smith has done a video on Watch It Played. So Watch It Played is my second preference. If I cannot find the video on Nights Around the Table, I'll go watch it on Watch It Played. Now, next thing is going to be, or category is going to be about Kickstarters, upcoming games, previews of games which are not expected to come out in the near future. So for this one, my preference is going to be, and there are a lot of channels which cover these, because I do understand why a lot of channels do cover Kickstarters, because the big channels like Dice Tower will stay away from Kickstarters, rightfully, ideally, because they don't want to get paid for this type of content, because they want to review based on the actual retail edition of the games, and that's fine for a channel like Dice Tower, which is earning a lot through other means. But for smaller channels, Kickstarter videos is a way of earning. So that's why they actually get paid to actually do the previews of these kind of games, so that they can promote the game. So these act as promotional previews, they get paid for them. So you have to understand that they are getting mostly paid for these videos, for these previews. So if any of them are giving you opinions, don't take them as opinions. Just consider, view the contents of the board game by yourself and make your own opinion whether you want to invest in that game or not, whether you want to pre-order that game or not. So with that disclaimer, my favorite channel of the choice for Kickstarter is going to be Tantrum House. Tantrum House does a lot of videos, and they have a really fun family like environment going on their channel. But their Kickstarter videos are to the point. They let you look at the content. They give you the disclaimer that, okay, this does not contain our opinion. This is still prototype things that we are showing. We are just telling you how the game looks right now. We are just showing you how the game plays. We will try to avoid our own opinions. So they even forcefully try not to give any opinions that this looks good, this looks bad. They will try to avoid any giving any opinion in their videos, and that's why their videos are to the point. When it comes to Kickstarter, Tantrum House is on the point for those videos. So that's my first choice. The second choice is Quackalope. Quackalope is not that subtle when giving his opinions about Kickstarters, but if you want someone who is good in discussing things, who is good in talking, where the videos quality look good, then Quackalope is going to be a good resource for Kickstarter videos as a secondary choice, but not as a first choice. When we talk about discussions, Quackalope does discuss a lot, does talk a lot. Then coming to the discussions topic, the first one is going to be Board Game Co. Now, it does matter that how far away in the board game or how invested in the board game hobby you are. If you're really invested in the board game hobby, only then subscribe to Board Game Co. Because this man is going to talk a lot. He talks fast and he talks a lot. So you have to be careful that if you're really interested, then this channel is going to add some value to you, or at least give you a lot of content to watch, to hear every day. Maybe play his video in the background while you work on something else, because he does put up a lot of content. He discusses a lot of content. But there is not one single thing which differentiates him, other than that he does put a lot of discussion videos on different topics. He will just pick any topic and he will start discussing about it. And if you are running short on board game videos on your feed and you want more content, subscribe to Board Game Co. and your feed will be filled with videos to watch. The other one where the discussions for board games you can watch is Table Knots. Two guys discussing board games. Again, a lot of discussions there. If you are again discussion category, the whole category comes with a disclaimer that only go for discussions if you are uh, filled, and if your feed is going empty and now you want some more content for yourself. The last category is going to be slightly board game adjacent, which is going to be Dungeons and Dragons, so role playing games. And of course, the most famous one in this one is Critical Role, but I'm not going to recommend Critical Role, even though I am subscribed to them. But the problem with Critical Role is that they do a lot of advertisement. Their videos just run too long for my taste, and that's why they get much more excited about selling their merchandise rather than the actual game nowadays. But Matt Mercer is just superb, but sadly, Critical Role has now dimmed down for me just because of that push for merchandise selling and everything and advertisements, which doesn't let me get into the game, the actual game early enough. So instead, my YouTube channel of choice is going to be Dimension 20. Now, Dimension 20 runs role playing game sessions which are just fantastic. Now, the host, the GM, the game master, or dungeon master, whatever you like to call him, is superb voice actor. He will make so different voice acting. He will let the players shine on their own and make up so fantastic characters that become memorable in the game. Now, those who do not, this is slightly board game adjacent because those who have not seen role playing games, you have to understand that you have to invest a little bit of time in such videos. See one session, see one video complete until you understand the characters, because initially you might be thinking, what are they doing? I don't understand, I don't follow. But once you have invested at least time enough for one episode, then you will understand the different characters, you will understand the different motives, you will understand where the story might be going. And then you will start to understand, and now your investment has started. This is similar to, for example, any sitcom as well. For example, my wife had never watched Friends before. And when I started with season one, she wasn't really interested. And I kept telling her, no, I had watched the whole seasons, everything. And I kept telling her, no, you need to understand, unless and until you understand the characters of Joey and Phoebe and the different nature of these characters, you will not start to enjoy them. So give it time. Watch a few episodes and then you will start to love these characters. And now she has watched those Friends sitcoms on reruns more times than me. That's how much she loves Friends now. So, again, not comparing Friends to RPG, but that's the same thing, similar thing, that you need to be familiar with the characters before you start understanding what's happening there. But what Dimension 20 is that they actually set up a board, a play area to help you visualize things more easily better. They have a fantastic, gorgeous looking table, which they always set up based on which campaign they are going to play. And that helps players visualize things much better than any other role-playing game. So that's why my channel of preference is Dimension 20. The other channel that I subscribe to is going to be Deer Stalker Pictures. This is not really a gameplay session videos, but what they have is a show called One for All. And what this show is, they make skits about RPG tropes, about the board games, not board games, the role-playing games. They will take a simple thing from that, okay, Bard's inspirational song, and they will make a video about it. Funny videos. These are all skits, but they do full makeup, they do full campaigns, full graphic, visual arts. The production values are off the charts. but they don't make them in just the fantasy world. They actually jump back and forth between the fantasy and the people who are playing those characters on the couch to actually tell you that how the DM or GM is feeling while the players are making some stupid decisions. So it's a really, really funny show that they do. I think there are 3 seasons out already for it. So if you have not watched, go, and there is a lot of content, a lot of seasons already there for you to watch for them. It's really, really enjoyable. If as long as you do understand the RPG, then you're going to understand the tropes that are explained in it. Until then, if you don't understand RPGs, D&D, then first watch some D&D session, then come back and watch these skits at Dear Stalker Pictures. So that's all the categories. I think I've covered around 20 YouTube channels that are my favorite. But hopefully, most of them are really famous as well, and you might be already subscribed to them. And most of these make up my YouTube feed. And if there was something that interested you out of these, maybe you can subscribe to them now. If you think you have some suggestion which actually surpasses within these categories, my suggestion, or you have any other category that you would like me to ask me about, that okay, what do you think about this category, and maybe I have opinion about it, I'll be sure to give it in the comments. Do leave a comment asking about your questions, of giving your opinions about other YouTubers, not the YouTuber itself, about their channel, about the content they create. That's what we want to, positive comments that okay, watch this because they do a fantastic work for this purpose. That's all I want. Okay, hopefully this was useful for you. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Happy gaming!